Okay, tonight we're going to be doing a user review of the MSR, the XGK-EX stove, Mountain Safety Research. This one here was primarily designed from what it's done for the Marines to use. The stove comes with, the way I bought it, with 2 fuel bottles in pretty good shape here. It also comes with a small repair kit that has some lubricants, a little wrench, has another jet in here and an O-ring. It basically comes with the XJ jet, which is used for jet fuel, Jet A and B, JP8 also, JP4, which is what the military uses in their aircraft. From what MSR tells me, it will use the white gas also with the jet that is installed in it. This jet here is used for diesel. So if you have a truck that burns diesel, you're going to have to change the jet and put this XD jet in if you want to run diesel in here. But for our purposes, we're running white gas. It's got a deflector shield that comes with it. It has the fold-out aluminum plate type base of it to protect whatever you have it on. And this is part of the heat shield that comes with it. If I can get the finger up here without blowing it. It snaps together, you circle it around it to keep the wind off. We're going to set that to the side, and we're also going to set this part to the side here too. It does come in a little waterproof packet looking thing that holds it very nicely. It will not hold 2 fuel bottles. The stove and all the accessories fit into this pack, but you cannot put the bottles in with it. So we'll just set that to the side. Okay, talking about this part here. This is the pump assembly. The pump assembly fits inside of the canister after you fill it with fuel. When you fill it with fuel, you want to pay particular attention to not fill it above the fill line. There's a line there that says don't go above this line. The reason being that these canisters get set sideways, and the pump, when it's installed inside of the cylinder, it has an air vent and it has the pickup tube. So you can't use it this way. You got to lay it down just like it shows in the instructions. Okay. One more little side note here. It will work with the MSR regular tanks that you can buy on the internet or at REI or some other places. It will also work with the SIG brand tanks. All right. Now, getting back to this part right here. This is what I made a note of. When you insert it into the tank, you have to have the pickup tube oriented properly, which is in the down position. So when it's laying in the tank, this tube is on the bottom of the tank. When you receive this, it's going to come packaged like this. It won't work like that. You're only going to use half the fuel that's in your tank. Before you insert it into your tank, you need to rotate it down, and it's spring loaded here. It's flexible, so when you put it in the tank, it will rest on the bottom of the tank. We're going to insert it into the tank here. Show you how this is done. Unscrew the lid. Alright, this has no fuel in it. We're going to pretend it has fuel in it, just for the purpose of, me not spilling fuel all over the place. And we insert it, bend it in, down, screw it in a couple of turns, and then you successfully installed it into the tank. Now, once you remove the plug here, this is where your fuel feed line fits in. So it's going to be sitting in this, it's going to be sitting in this orientation right here. This is the stove itself. It's very compact. It's in the closed up position for storage right now. Once we open it, you'll notice it has what appears to be, I would call this almost like stainless steel on here. This is a very high quality materials they've used on this stove here. This here is a fuel pickup that does go into the fuel bottle. And when you insert it in the fuel bottle, you snap it in the fuel bottle. Oops. You put it in the fuel bottle, and then you're going to see this other piece that comes around and locks into place. Okay, if I do it right. locks into place to hold the fuel line in place. And then once you set it down, you're oriented in this position here with your fuel bottle, your horizontal line, and your stove sitting in this position right here. It also has a deflector that you can place on here to deflect the heat to spread it out more evenly. This, from what I'm told, will hold a 10-inch diameter pot. Now, getting back to the main stove here, we're going to disconnect this for a moment here. I want to show you something here. We're going to talk about this real quick. This is the generator right here. What happens is the fuel comes in, it gets introduced into the stove, and as it goes through the generator, it will pool in the bottom of the stove. We'll see this when we light it here. What happens is once we ignite it, there's going to be a fireball, and it's going to just sit there and kind of pulsating and burning. What it does is this portion of the tube will begin to heat up, and what it does is it vaporizes the fuel that we're putting into the system here. Once it starts to vaporize and gets hot enough, you'll notice the flame starts getting higher, it starts pulsating, it's going to turn into a nice blue hot flame and burn really clean. Okay, I don't know if I can do this or not. If anybody can see this, this is a chart that shows the jets. And it's a comparison between the civilian version and the military version. You see the two arrows on the top. The one on the right is the military, the one on the left is apparently the civilian version that you can buy. And what I was told by MSR is that the jets that come with it, or the Jet A, will also burn the white gas. That's going to be the XGK that you see on this sheet here. So we're going to pause it here, we're going to set it up. This tank has no fuel, this one's already loaded. We're going to swap tanks and then we're going to ignite this thing. We're going to show you how it works. We'll show you how to light it. Okay, I've moved some of the stuff out of the way. I've hooked up the live tank to it that actually has the white gas in it. We're going to we've securely locked down our device here so we can't pop out. I've given it 25 strokes or so to pump it up a little bit. It's kind of like pumping up a Coleman stove. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it a little hit here, and we're going to let a little bit of the fuel get into the bottom saturation pad on here. So there's a little pad there that takes a little bit of fuel. And you've got some on it there, so don't be alarmed if it gives a little fireball out. It's supposed to do that. The instruction says it will give you out a flame that will be about soccer ball size. And as it heats up, we're going to light it. And as it heats up this tube, it will start to vaporize the fuel, and it'll turn into pulsating blue and then a steady blue flame. So here we go. We're going to strike it up. If the matches work, lighter. Come on, baby. There we go. And I may have to put just a touch more fuel in there. I don't think I have quite enough. A little bit more. And shut the valve down, so just introduce a little bit, shut it down, let it just kind of simmer there. And the flame's getting a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but you can hear the fuel actually sizzling inside the generator tube. And without pumping it any further, this should heat up and then turn into the nice blue flame. If it doesn't put smoke all over my camera here. There we go. If you can hear that. Alright, now at this point here, we have the blue flame. We're going to give it a little more fuel. I'm going to zoom in, I think, a little bit more. Oops, come on. Don't blow it with the camera. Give it a little more fuel. hot flame there. The whole ring and the cup inside will eventually turn cherry red. You see that here? Now I'm going to pause it for just a second. Let it heat up. Okay, so I had paused the camera for about 60 seconds or so. And you can see it's got a nice healthy blue flame. Ready to cook on. Once again, this is the military XGK-EX version. We're running white gas with the XGK. The XGK will burn diesel. It's a very cool stove. To shut this unit down, pan out a little bit. Shut it down and simply shut down the valve. And the stove will self-extinguish. Now, the instructions say to pump this after about 10 minutes to get it back up again. I discovered I did not need to do this once I pumped it about 25 times or so. The other night when I ran this on a test run, when I first fired it up, it ran for 30 minutes without having to touch the pump assembly at all. So, in my opinion, this is a very high quality stove. It's built like a Sherman tank. The steel looks like stainless. It's very good quality. I'm prior 23rd Infantry, United States Army. Back when I was in the Army, we did not have anything of this caliber. I wish that we would have. If we would have, we would have been able to cook our foods a little more effectively and efficiently. But back then in 1969 and 1971, in the Army, we just made do with what we had. So, in my opinion, this is a very high quality stove from MSR. I give it a 5-star rating out of 5. If there was a 10-star rating, I'd give it a 10. So there's my little 5-minute review on this stove. Hope that helps you out. If you have any questions, well, there shouldn't be any questions. I think I explained it all. Okay, thanks for watching the short video here, and I hope I didn't get too long-winded with it. See y'all later.